G'day and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you 5 hitches that I think everyone should know. Then I'm going to show you the best Truckies hitch I think you've ever seen using 2 of the methods that I'm going to show you here today. So stay tuned to the end for that. A hitch is defined as a way to attach a rope to an object such as a ring, a rail or a post. The thing about a hitch, what makes it separate from a knot, is that if you remove the item that it's tied around, it falls apart. It relies on that object for its structure. It was really hard to get it down to just 5 for this video, and I haven't included the Truckies hitch in that 5. This is an additional 2 because we're using a couple of these tying methods to make this Truckies hitch. So grab yourself a bit of rope and let's get stuck in. Number 1, the Clove Hitch. There's going to be 2 methods we're going to learn for the Clove Hitch. The first one involves doing 2 overhand loops in the standing part of your rope. Put the second one behind the first one and we put that over our post and we have the Clove Hitch. 2 parallel lines and a locking bar. It's essentially just 2 half hitches put side by side. If we're attaching it to a top rail, we simply come around that rail, cross over and lock it off with a half hitch. If the rail's at the bottom, come around your rail, cross it over, lock it off with a half hitch. We just add another half hitch on this side and now that's not going anywhere. If I want to add a tie out point to a tarp or a sheet, I just need a smooth pebble or a rolled up piece of paper or bark. We're going to form a button in the corner of that. Take our cordage, 2 half hitches, second one behind the first, and then slot that over the top of our button. And I've now got a secure tie out point on my tarp. Number 2 is the cow hitch. Here's 3 methods. You can either come over or under your rail, it doesn't really matter. Feed through a bight of rope. Now pass the other end through that bight of rope. Dress it down and we've got a cow hitch. If I want to attach a ring or a hook to that loop of rope, I can pass it through, feed that bight over the top, and when I pull my ring through, that's now secured. And the third way to tie it is to grab my rope in 2 points, fold them over, so I've got 2 bunny ears, and join those 2 center ropes together, put that over my post, and I've now got my cow hitch. Number 3 is the Prusik Hitch, and this starts off exactly the same as our cow hitch, feeding a bight of rope and feeding our 2 ends through. But instead of just feeding them through once, we're going to come inside a second time and then a third time. When we dress it all down, we should have parallel lines that don't cross over except at the ends. So the locking bar comes from the outside and then our 2 strands come through the center. The benefit of this is if I pull sideways in either direction it won't move, but I can adjust it up and down. It's best used to attach a smaller diameter rope to a larger diameter rope. And just to show you again, I wrap through the bight once, twice, and then a third time through the center. Dress it all down, ensuring that our outside loops come all the way over and nothing is crossed over. Now I can slide that up and down my rope, but I've got a secure hand or foothold to be able to secure that onto my rope, and it won't pull in either direction unless the tension's off. Great for securing your tarp to a ridgeline and a lot of other climbing applications. Number 4 is a rolling hitch, and the rolling hitch is used if you want to drag a log or a cable, or even lift something vertically and keep it stable. And here's how we tie that. So if I want to drag this cable, let's say, in this direction, I'm going to make 3 wraps in the direction that I want to pull it. Give ourselves plenty of tail. Come over this side and lock it off with a half hitch. This knot's not secure until I've locked this tail end down by rolling it over like that. Now you see that the tail end is locked in with this locking loop, and we're right to drag it. Now if I don't want it to swing around too much, I can come closer to the end and put a half hitch in, and now that's right to lift or drag. You can see if I don't put that half hitch in, it still wants to turn and it can swing around and hurt somebody. So I simply put in an overhand half hitch, and now that's secure, ready to go. And even on this smooth piece of timber, you can see that that's very, very secure and not sliding off. Number 5, the Tautline hitch. Now this is a handy tensioning hitch. If let's say that end was attached to a tent and this is our tent peg, I'm going to tie it exactly the same as our rolling hitch, except this time we're going to be tying it over the standing part of our rope. So if I cross over the working end of my rope over the top and add 2 or 3 wraps in the direction of my tent peg, just like we did with the rolling hitch, we're going to come over the top now and lock that off with a half hitch on the other side. What this does now is it gives us the ability to tension that knot, and that will hold fast. It won't slacken off and it won't loosen. I can adjust it up and down to get the tension that I need or to loosen it. Very handy knot to know. As promised, here's the Truckies hitch. Now to tie this version of the Truckies hitch, we're going to use both methods that I showed you for the Clove hitch. First of all, we're going to secure our rope up the top, tying our Clove hitch. And I'm going to add in a second half hitch on this side because we're going to be putting a lot of tension on this rope. Now I'll break this up into 2 stages for you. The first stage is we're going to form some sort of fixed loop in our rope to act as the mechanical advantage. So that technique I showed you before for the Clove hitch, we're going to tie that, and then we're going to take a bite of rope and feed it through the back of those 2 loops. Don't feed it through the front, it will bind up. You'll know you got it right when you've formed a sheep shank. That's not going anywhere. Now the trick to being able to double stack these is not having to feed all my rope through that loop. So here's how I get around that. I'm going to untie this again. I'm going to put my 2 loops in. Feed the second one behind the first. I'm just going to hold that there. Now I'm going to come underneath our rail, feed through a big bite of rope, bring it up reasonably close to where we're going to tie it. Now I'm going to reach through and grab a bite of rope through that middle piece, feed that through the back of those 2 loops, and when I pull that tight, I now have my Truckies hitch. So let's say I want to add more tension to this. This rope here that's pulling down on that mechanism, I can add another Truckies hitch in over here to add even more mechanical advantage. I'll quickly just retie this further up so that we've got more room to show you. Okay, so I want to add another 2 loops in nice and high up here. Second one behind the first one. Now the working part of my rope is underneath the rail, so I'm going to come over the top, reach through, grab another bite through that middle section, feed it through the back of that knot. Now I've got 2 trucky hitches in line. This one is pulling down on that one, and it's going to multiply the amount of tension that I can put on there. I'm not a scientist, you tell me how much mechanical advantage that gives you. If I had enough room, I could add in another 3rd one. I can tell you, I think the most I've done is 4 in a row, and I snap the rope at the knot. Once we've got as much tension as we want in that line, I'm just going to add in another clove hitch down the bottom. Come through. We're going to cross over with a bite so I don't have to pull all the rope through. Cross it over and finish with a half hitch. When it comes time to undo this knot, nothing's passed over any of the rails and I haven't had to feed all my rope through. So once the tension comes off, you'll see the tension comes off these 2 loops pretty much straight away and the knot falls apart. Same up here, take the tension off, the weight's off those 2 loops, so my loop's just going to fall apart. I haven't had any knots crossed over anywhere or anything I've had to feed through. Let me know in the comments if you think that's the best Truckies hitch you've ever seen. Also let me know what the mechanical advantage is by adding 2 or 3 Truckies hitches in line. I appreciate your likes, comments and shares. Keep them coming. Subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching.